Hi parents, I just wanted to, this is Ms. Diavas, I just wanted to take you through our folders that we'll be sending home with you when we have our meetings this week and next week. There's a lot to look at, a lot to see, a lot to digest, so I just wanted to take you through so you have something to go back to and look at it, and maybe you can look at it a little bit ahead of time and know what we're talking about. All right, every student will receive a folder. On the front it has our TK alphabet, and it's got our numbers that they need to know, 0 to 10. There is a QR code down here that will take you to some songs that go with some of our TK curriculum. And on their folders, they will have this little code right here. You'll find it in lots of different places because that is the key to everything. You can't get into your Chromebook, you can't get into Clever, you can't get into a lot of the things that we use to learn with without the QR code. So one of them there is on the front cover of your folder. If you open it up, some students will have an orange form. If you have identified that you're a Spanish speaker, there is a test that you'll need to take. Not everyone has that one, and we'll talk more about that. It's just information for those folks. And this is Angel's folder. They're all pretty much the same. Inside, you will find a little Ziploc bag, and it's got your name where you can have the students finger trace, and that's what they're going to do to practice their name for now. Not so much worrying about writing it with a pencil. Finger tracing is how we start in TK. Also inside is their QR code. Again, it's kind of going to be everywhere because it's super important. They will have alphabet flashcards. They will have color flashcards, and they'll have their numbers 1 through 10 flashcards that will all be in a little zippy lock bag for you. They will have this, it's a laminated alphabet chart that we will use in our breakout groups when we are doing Zoom. So this one is super important to keep track of, plus you can also practice your letters. There will be work that looks like this. This is our work for when the week of August 31st through September 4th. And it's just a lot of back to school activities. It talks about good choices and bad choices. There'll be a story that goes with that. This one is a story about a raccoon that goes to school, and it's a little art activity that we'll work together, and it'll be a guided, I will guide them through it. This one is another art activity, and that'll be for the week of August 31st through September 4th. Also in here you have 2 weeks worth of work, and it's Unit 1, and it's week 1 and 2 of Unit 1, and it'll go from September 7th through the 18th. And in here every day on Google Classroom they will have a lesson that goes with that. It's got their daily work in there. It's got, it's upside down. It's got sentences that they will be practicing to read, which sounds kind of funny. We will draw together, and then they will write about it. They'll make patterns, draw patterns, color patterns, do some scissor work, and the following week it's kind of a lot of the same thing. So that we're doing a lot of repetitive stuff so that it becomes, you don't really need to stop and go, what were those directions again? This one, our shape of the week is a circle. They'll be drawing circles the very best they can. Right now, it might just be a squiggle, and that's okay. This book will come in right side up, and it's just one you can work on your own. If you feel like you want a little extra practice, that's totally cool. There is another little bag in here, and this is our work that goes with Unit 1, and they are sentences. And what you'll do, I don't want to mess it up too much, you're going to put the sentence in order. Our words that we need to learn are I, like, and the. I like the pepperoni. This is all about building a pizza, so they'll put them in order and then read I like the pepperoni, and do that with every sentence. There are a lot of different sentences for the first 2 weeks of Unit 1. So that's in there. And these are all things that sound very, very maybe difficult for TK. They're not really reading, but they're getting used to the fact that they know letters, and they're starting to learn letters, and they realize that those letters are put together into words, and that's huge. And then they'll put those words into sentences, and then they'll be amazed at how soon they really kind of pick up some of the easy basic reading. This one is Mrs. Diabas's Classroom Hints. It's got my email on there. Again, it's got your barcode for scanning into, or a QR code, sorry, for scanning your Chromebook and getting into Clever, which is where we keep a lot of our Google Classroom and a lot of other activities that we do. It's our Google Classroom code. Once you have your Chromebook, you should have an invite from me to go into our Google Classroom. That's where I'll put a set of Google Slides that will coordinate with your classwork. Zoom, I'm hoping this Zoom address works. If not, I will send you a new one. We will Zoom every day starting at 8:30. And starting with the TKs, it's going to be how much they can handle. It's like we will be together on Zoom the whole 3 hours. It's not going to be me talking to them the whole time. They'll go back and they'll do some of their work. They can take a break anytime. If they need to go to the bathroom, heavens to Betsy, they need to go. If they need a snack, if they need to run around the living room, then that's totally okay. I will be doing the same thing because I need to run around just as much as they do. Questions down here. The district has a website, on their website, a little helper for helping you logging into Chromebooks. If you can start with them before you start with me, because I am not the expert, they are. You can always work on that. You can always ask me, and some things I may know, some stuff we might have to learn together. And behind that, this is a list of some tips for parents. It talks about how to choose a place for them to do their work. We are only 4 years old. Some of us are turning 5 as we, in the next coming months, which is why we are TK. But we realize that a quiet place to work, that's their space, where they're excited to go there every day, is great. We'll talk about how Zoom works with the kids, but I will give you a list also of like some of our things that we need to do. I will mute them as they enter the Zoom classroom, and so they'll have to learn how to unmute themselves when it's time. Make time for reading every day. We will send home little readers. We are enrolled in Epic Books, which is amazing because they can read books. Epic will read books to them, and they can choose what they like. Reading with your child is the best because it's time well spent. When your child's doing their work, it's okay to let them struggle a little bit and just give them the instructions in just a very few words, and then let them create. It does not have to be perfect, especially we're TK, we're learning. A lot of them have never done this before, but they'll get there. You just have to let them be the thinker. Wake your child up early enough so that they're on Zoom by 8:25, 8:30, because we will do attendance, and maybe change their shirt. They can wear their jammy bottoms, but make them feel like they're going to school. And please keep an eye out in Parent Square, because that's going to be my main form of communication with you all. All right? And that pretty much is what we will talk about in depth when you come. They also will be receiving a Chromebook, which once you go home, you can plug it in and use this code to log into your Chromebook, and it will have, I believe, directions with it. And we are so lucky we have touchscreen Chromebooks so that our kids don't have to worry about typing on the keyboard, which is amazing, and I am so thankful. So this is a little bit about what we will talk about. If you have questions about any of these things, please have them ready, and we'll try and answer pretty much anything you could need to know. All right? Thank you so much. We'll see you guys in this week and next week.